guys, so it's Tuesday and funny story, I was going to start this vlog off yesterday. I went to Leeds to see a show by a band called Superorganism. You may have seen a few clips from the show in the before this, and I was going to start the vlog. I had makeup on, I was doing exciting things, I was going into the city, and I had to go to Leeds straight after work. So when I left for work in the morning, I grabbed my camera, grabbed my battery that was on charge. We parked up while my boyfriend went into a shop after work, and I thought, you know what, it's quiet, there's nobody around, I'll start the vlog. Only to find out that I'd left my memory card in my laptop. So that was how my week started out. Second fun story, I just filmed this entire clip once already, and then I thought it looked a bit weird, you know? I was like, oh, that looks strange, I look strange, don't really know what's going on. When I went to take like a thumbnail shot, I realized that my boyfriend had put it into manual focus for filming his videos, and so it was still in manual and the lighting was really dark, and that was what was wrong with it. So now I'm filming it all again. Great week so far. I finished Night Film. I gave it 4 stars. The ending was left open, and it's like a speculative kind of ending, which I hate, and it's one of the reasons that I really don't like magical realism. However, I did really enjoy it while I was reading it. There was about 50 pages from the end, there was this sort of reveal, which I thought was absolutely perfect. And then I got more annoyed because the ending was left open, and I was like, but you had that perfect reveal there, like the book could have just ended and it would have been fine and I would have loved it. I will say though, if you have read the Hazelwood, this book is the same plot as the Hazelwood, or should I say the Hazelwood is the same plot as this book because this one came first, but this is about a director and the Hazelwood is about an author. So if you liked the Hazelwood, you may like this book. The plot follows pretty much the same structure. I just feel like this book has an extra 100 pages tacked on to the end. But aside from that, if you like the Hazelwood, you're gonna like this one too. So this was my last book for Spookathon, or my only book for Spookathon, should I say. And it's the second book that I finished in October, so I'm feeling accomplished. I'm feeling good. I think we can knock a few more out in the last couple of weeks. I'm now going to be reading Sea Witch, which you can't see, by Sarah Heading, which is on my Witchathon TBR, which actually starts tomorrow. I thought it started on Thursday, but it doesn't, it starts tomorrow. And this is actually, I realised, due back at the library on Thursday, so I have to read it and return it pretty soon. So instead of waiting for Witchathon and finishing the last 110 pages that I have, I'm going to be reading it and maybe finishing it tonight. I may finish it tomorrow, in which case it will count for Witchathon, which I hope it does, because one of my subscribers commented on my Witchathon TBR and said that I can double up on the ethnic challenge for this, because in Irish folklore there are a lot of mermaids. I've been reading this book a while. I don't really like this book. It's a life or death situation, but I just don't care if the character dies. I will be reading this tonight. We'll see if I can finish it. It's a really quick read. I can read 100 pages in maybe 40, no, probably an hour. So if I get some time to actually sit down and read, this is what I'll be reading. As a lot of you may know, today's Kingdom of Ash release day, and my Amazon order was delayed, and they're telling me I'm going to receive it on the 16th of November. So I cancelled my order, and my friend Najwa is sending me the Indigo Chapter exclusive edition, but I was going to have my own copy in case I wanted to read it before that one arrived. However, I still haven't read Tower of Dawn. So I gathered that my plan of action, even though I want the book right now, my plan of action is going to be to read this, and when I get into the last 100, 200 pages, depending on how fast I'm reading, if the copy from Najwa still hasn't arrived, I'm just going to prime myself a UK paperback just so I can read it, and then I'll do a giveaway or something because I don't need it. But regardless, I was in the car on my way home from work and I thought, you know what, I could be reading a little bit now. So I remembered that this was on script, and I don't want to read this book because when you read Empire of Storms, which I've just finished rereading, you just want to read Kingdom of Ash. It's such a big cliffhanger and everything's up in the air, you just need Kingdom of Ash. And this one was supposed to be a novella that got out of hand and then became sort of important to the Throne of Glass storyline as a whole. If you don't know, this one follows Chaol. It runs parallel to Empire of Storms, and Chaol is in he's on a different continent. He's nowhere near everybody else. So where I am after finishing Empire of Storms, I don't want to go back and see what Chaol's doing. I just want to move forward and see what's going to happen with Selena. But the thought of reading this book is going to be worse than actually reading it. I know I'm going to like it because a lot of people thought they'd hate it like I do right now, but really loved it. So I just need to suck it up and read it. So I started this. I'm on page 5. but I made a start, and I'm going to be focusing on this when I finish Sea Witch. Now that Kingdom of Ash is out, I'm feeling more motivated to just get to Kingdom of Ash because I need to know what happens, and I need to know now. The only other thing I have to update you on is that this vlog is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be cutting it off on Friday because I'm going to the Laini Taylor event in Liverpool, and I need some time to get everything edited and scheduled for while I'll be away and losing time on editing. I also need to wrap up this vlog early because I need to sort out like the drive to Liverpool. Most of the way is the same as the way to Manchester, which is like a way that I've driven many times. But I've only ever been to Liverpool city centre once, and I went on the train. I don't remember anything. I don't know where to park. I don't know where Waterstones is, and I'm driving there on my own. It's a 3-hour drive. So I'm panicking about that a little bit, but it's going to be okay. Like, I'm a good driver. I've driven to many places before that I've never been before, and I've been absolutely fine. So it should be alright. But anyway, this is a really long sort of intro, so I'm gonna go now. I'm probably gonna make some dinner, do some reading, play some Tomb Raider, and I'll catch up with you when I've maybe finished Sea Witch. So it's day 1 of Witchathon, and I've just finished The Sea Witch by Sarah Henning, which I'm using for the challenges to read a book with supernatural elements, which is The Mermaids, and also the challenge to read a book that represents your ethnic heritage? I don't remember the exact wording, but somebody in the comments of my Witchathon TBR video said that I could use this as mermaids were quite frequent in Irish folklore. I'm giving this one 3 stars. It was a 2-star for a long time. It started off as a 3-star, and then it just really wasn't picking up for me, so it was like a 2-star. And then towards the ending, where I sort of said I was up to yesterday, from then on, there's a twist revealed, and it's a good one. I didn't see it coming, and I really liked that aspect of it. So sadly, the last 100 pages were really good, but the first 250 I just did not care about. I think that this book suffers a lot from telling and not showing as well. Like, something will happen and the character will say, for example, Nick did this. I know he did this because this and this, and it wasn't jiving with me. I didn't like it. But for the twist at the end, I'm giving it 3 stars. It gains an extra star. I enjoyed it. It was very light and very simple for the longest time. Then it suddenly got really dark, and I was super interested. So this one is done, finally. It's like 11:30 p.m. and this is going back to the library tomorrow. So I'm so glad I managed to finish it because I couldn't renew it anymore. Next I will be continuing with Tower of Dawn. Still only 5 pages in. I haven't read anything more since I updated you, but I'm kind of excited to get to this one. Back in June or July, I read, I think, Queen of Shadows really quickly. So I think that because I haven't read this one before, because that is my struggle with Sarah J Maas, if I'm rereading, then I just like really struggle. But because I'm reading this one for the first time, I think I'm going to be okay. I think I'm going to fly through it. At some point, I think I'm going to take a break and read the last 150 pages of Furyborn, although I'm not sure where that will fit into my TBR, but we'll see. Maybe I'll read some of it by candlelight and then just use it for that challenge. So I don't know. I'm going to update my bullet journal, I think, so I don't think I'm going to do any reading today, although I might get to the end of chapter 1 because I just sort of read like 5 pages on script and then stopped. So I might finish chapter 1 of this and then get some sleep. So today I got some Bookish mail and I thought I'd open it for you guys. Back in September I pre-ordered The Cage Queen by Kristen Cicerelli because there was a pre-order deal and you got some swag if you pre-ordered it. So I got this because the cover is beautiful and it's about dragons, and it is the companion novel to The Last Namsara. So even though I haven't read it, I wanted the swag. Like I said, cover's beautiful. It's about dragons. So today my swag arrived. I can't remember what I was supposed to get. I remember something being said about a map. That's actually literally all I remember about it. So we'll see what I've got. So the first thing is kind of big, and I'm not going to read this right now, but it's like a letter from the author. Then we've got 2 character cards. There's one for Asher, that I believe is the main character from the first book, The Last Namsara. And then the second one is Roa, who is the main character from The Cage Queen. And this one says fights for freedom and this one says fights for love, so they're kind of cute. Okay, we've got a signed book plate as well by the author. Obviously, who else would sign it? Ooh. Is this a sticker? This is the second time. I did this in my Income Wonder unboxing. I just don't seem to know what stickers are. But yes, yes it is a sticker. Oh, it goes that way. Okay. It's pretty. And then here is the map and it's on a postcard. I don't even know if these books have maps. I don't even think I've opened them enough to find out. There's a map of the world. So that's some cute little book mail. And then, you know, if I don't like the books, I guess I'll give this away to you guys. It's nice that I have that. It's cute. I don't really have much Bookish swag that's like promotional materials and not just bookmarks that I buy myself. So the other thing I want to talk to you about right now is not a reading update, because I'm only on chapter 3 of Tower of Dawn so far. But it is kind of a reading update, but not a relevant one. But it has like a story time. So I guess we should just get into it. So, my mental health has not been awesome. It's not terrible, but it's not good. And the best way that I can describe it is that it comes in waves. And some days I can be fine. Some days I don't want to do anything. It's just like my attitude changes slightly, but most days are just a list of things to do until I can get back in bed, which I know isn't good. And it all stems from my mum passing away, obviously. Like I know what it is. And I can be quite depressed about it because I spent the first few months just carrying on as normal. And that was okay. And it kept my mind off it, which is mainly why I did it. But now, like, keeping my mind off it isn't enough. And all of the things that I have to do, like, I finish work at 3:30, it's 6:43 now. This is the first time I've sat down because I come home, and it sounds really stupid, but I come home and I have to cook dinner and do the dishes and things like that. And I don't feel like I'm getting enough time in reading. And so it's hard, but I don't want to stop doing all the stuff I'm doing because I feel like I have a lot on with like candles, booktube, reading, etc. But I don't want to stop what I'm doing because I had depression when I was in uni for a little while, and I gave into it, and I let it keep me in bed all day, and I let it stop me from washing my hair, and I felt like it persevered and just made itself worse. So to keep the depression at bay, I don't want to stop everything I'm doing. But by keeping the depression at bay, I'm feeding the anxiety. The anxiety that like I get up in the morning and my anxiety is already telling me like, you have to go to work for 6 hours. While you're at work on your lunch, you have to order this stuff to make candles. You have to do your Christmas list while you're at a computer. Then you have to come home, you have to cook dinner, you have to go and do the shopping, you have to do the dishes, and then you can finally sit down. And my anxiety is like that all the time. So like I can't win. I have to have one or the other. But something I do have a little bit of control over is my reading. As you may know, in September I was slumping quite a lot. And because of that, I kept starting books and then moving on and reading other ones. And I got to the point, like at one point I had 5 books that I'd read half of and given up on. So I got that down to 3. I finished Sea Witch last night, so that was down to 3. But then I was just like, having all of these just open and my reading being like, okay, you can read Tower of Dawn, but then you got to go back and read this, and then you really want to read Kingdom of Ash, but you should probably finish this book that you started. It was just too much. So I've decided to DNF my reread of Strange the Dreamer. It's gone. I'm not pursuing it anymore. I got up to like page 250, but I don't need to reread it. I read Muse of Nightmares. The buddy read along is no longer going on. It's not because of the book. It's because of me and my mentality right now. I love this book. You guys know I do. Then we have American Psycho, which I'm torn about because I've been listening to the audiobook of this, and you know, if I'm in the car and I'm not listening to this audiobook, then I'm not really doing anything else, so I might as well carry on. But it's just such a long-winded process because it's a long audiobook. It's kind of embarrassing to listen to actually, because if the chapter I was listening today was like a full-on like audio porno, and it was not good. So this one I'm still going with. Like, I listened to 20 pages today. I don't know about this one. I will decide before I go to Laini Taylor because I have 3 hours then, and I might switch it to a different audiobook. This is not a bad book, but I don't like it because I'm not supposed to. And with me how I am right now, I feel like I just need to take it easy and read what I want to, remove all pressure from reading, and just not be afraid to DNF things, because I'm the kind of person who will persevere with a book. If it's bad, whatever, I will persevere, but I can't do it in this mental state. So I may be DNFing this one. I haven't quite decided. It's against my nature to DNF, but I probably will DNF this one because, like I said, it's good, but it's just not what I want. I want to read books that are going to make me happy, and this is not a book that's making me happy. And it's difficult to read because it's not like a traditional book. Like, Patrick went to the shops and then he bought some salad and then he killed somebody. It's done in a very particular way to show you the mental state of the main character, and while it's artistically done and I appreciate that, I can't handle that right now. So this may be a DNF. So I decided this today and I was like, you know what, I'm feeling liberated. I've DNF'd these books. Then I had to return some books to the library. And you know, my boyfriend is at his mum's right now. He's gone for dinner and the library is right by her house, so I could have said, please will you return these books for me? But no, I had to go and do it myself because I had to go and look what they had. And so at a time when I'm supposed to be relieving pressure from my reading, I checked out 1,000 pages worth of book because I need this stress right now. But I've never seen these books before, and they're J. Kristoff. Like, I knew they existed, and this one's on my Christmas list, but I've never like seen them in a shop or in the library, and they were both just there, the first 2 books, and I was like, it's J. Kristoff, I can't say no. So I got these. I know. I know. I know. I hope you don't mind me just like offloading my mental health situation and dumping it on your shoulders. I'm not somebody who talks about these kind of things, and it's weird, like I feel more comfortable talking to my camera than I do to like actual people. But like, I don't know, it's like my mental health isn't good, but I can't do anything about it because my mum died and that sucks, and I just gotta ride it out. It's 7 stages of grief, right? So I'm not feeling good. I'm doing the best I can, but I'm also making it worse for myself by checking out these from the library. You win some, you lose some. I'm gonna go play some Tomb Raider because another thing that I've realized is that I need to spend some of my free time not reading to like reading more. But another thing I've noticed is that I don't feel like I'm making any progress in books even though I'm devoting a lot of time to reading, and it's because I'm not focused, because my mind is just reeling through all of these things I need to do. So I need to find a way to focus. I need to learn how to focus, because then I would be spending less time reading, but also reading more. So I got some things to work out. Like how to say no to books in the library. But I'm gonna go play some Tomb Raider before my boyfriend gets back. And I'll probably check in with you guys tomorrow to wrap up this vlog. Hey guys, so it's about time to wrap up this vlog. I have read 120 pages of Tower of Dawn in total, so I've still got a ways to go, but I'm happy with my progress. I haven't read any of this yet today, but I have all night. I've pretty much got done everything that I had to get done, and it's only like 2:30, so I'm really happy with that. I'm planning on spending the rest of the day binging more of Sabrina, playing Tomb Raider, and also reading Tower of Dawn. So I know I was supposed to wrap this vlog up last night, but my boyfriend went out and decided that he wanted to drink, so I went to pick him up at like 1 AM. Well, I got home at like 3 AM. I was supposed to pick him up at 1. I actually picked him up at 2, then I got home at 3. And it was painful, and I have a headache because I'm tired because I still got up at like 10 AM even though I only went to sleep at like 4. So I got a headache, but today has been really productive and I'm really happy about that. What I will say about this is that it's very different in terms of settings. If you know what this book is about, you know that it's set in a different place. So it's that was weird. It's set in a different place. So it's set in a different continent. So it's kind of like if I went to China, I would have like no idea about the laws, the political systems, the sort of rulers or anything. So it's kind of like that. And in the first chapter you like walk into this room and there's 6 new characters that you just don't know who they are. So it took me a little while to get to grips with that, but I think I'm doing okay at the minute and I'm starting to really, well, not enjoy the story, but I'm interested. It's not a page turner yet. I'm still in like the setup portion of the book, but I am enjoying it. So we are wrapping up this vlog a little bit early, and the first clips you will see from the next vlog is probably gonna be Laini Taylor. So I hope you're all excited for that. I'm excited to go and see her. Like, I'm so excited. I'm excited. I'm not excited about getting there, but I'm excited about when I do actually get to Liverpool. And so that is it for this week's vlog. It's been a mishmash this week, but I have finished 2 books and started a 3rd, which is the best I've done in a very long time. Next week will be the second half of Witchathon. So hopefully we will see some more progress in this readathon. But until then, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's cool. But I'll see you later, guys. Bye.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.